welcome to Young Turks, India's longest-running show on entrepreneurship. I'm Shireen Bhan. Now, giving our traditional tutorial a twist, this week we bring you our second Young Turks mentor. Our mentor in this special series is a man who dialed the right numbers, the founder and CEO of Justdial, VSS Mani, who today will guide 3 early-stage entrepreneurs. VSS Mani's first venture, Ask Me, a telephonic search service, nosedived a couple of years after its launch. But Mani didn't call it quits and made the right call the second time around. But it wasn't as simple as it sounds. From not being able to afford a telephone connection to now sitting on over $1 billion empire built on a telephonic search service, VSS Mani's story is the stuff entrepreneurial dreams are made of. Achieving scale, adapting to changing market conditions, and most importantly, making profits in the process. Today, Mani will play mentor to 3 early-stage entrepreneurs, Mayur Aggarwal, Gopal, Bharuka and Kartikay, Sharma. He will deep dive into their business plans and share his lessons on starting up and scaling up. If you can just dial for your services, you can now ship easy for logistics, claims 29-year-old Mayur Aggarwal. Founded in 2013, ShipEasy is a logistics marketplace that lets businesses and retail customers post their shipment and allow verified transporters to provide their best prices and services through a bidding process.
I understand the business-to-business space, but when it comes to consumers, how do you reach out? Because it's such an infrequent thing.
So we have looked at nearly, I think there are 250 million migrant workers in India.
Okay.
So they are working between the IT hubs, the service industry, the manufacturing hubs. So essentially this is a migrant pool. Then they're going to be relocating, I think, within a year, because their leases are usually signed up for a year. Or they could be changing jobs.
Okay.
Now a lot of the times what we see is migrant workforce is hesitant to change jobs only because the relocation is so difficult. We actually provide the complete end-to-end solution in a manner that we will hold your money until your deliveries happen and the transporter is ensured that the cargo condition is proper.
I think you must add insurance to it.
Of course. That's one of the key focus areas that we want to do.
Awesome. So how has been the growth so far? You've seen some revenues?
Yeah. So our beta testing gave us, I think, nearly shipments of nearly 9 lakh rupees.
Okay.
And that was a closed beta. So we went to audiences and we told them, would you like to participate in something like this?
I think it's a very interesting business and it has got a huge opportunity.
Thank you.
In fact, I don't know if you're aware of moving services being so infrequent by nature are the most used when it comes to search. So search revenues for large giants like Google and all that, even Justdial to a great extent, comes from moving services.
Yes.
And your solution is superior to what we give right now. So you're getting to the next level.
Of course.
It's a very good idea.
So even though we are 1 year old now, even if we take in investor money, we would still be frugal for another year. How do you advise us on growing or scaling?
See, yours is a technology business, so obviously you can scale easily. And it's online. You don't have to really have physical presence. It's a very asset-light model.
Very asset-light.
So getting the product right, getting one market right is important. Then you look at scaling to new markets. Many times people make this mistake of not getting the product right and they jump to the market. And then there is a lot of customer expectation and the kind of not able to deliver the customer expectation.
The satisfaction is not there.
That is the big gap, and that is what you need to really take care of.
We are also thinking of putting up a call center in place. It's not going to be that big.
But you want a call center?
Essentially interacting with our logistics providers who are not tech savvy that much yet to be bidding on a daily level.
Just don't push call center for the heck of it, because call centers are not great ideas. We are encouraging all our callers to use our apps. So it's important, and we deal with a lot of these vendors at different levels, and they may not be very computer savvy, but very savvy about using a cell phone.
Yes.
So the things that you can build on a cell phone, but it could be a text link where he clicks on the link. Actually, it's a mobile site.
by Gopal, Bharuka, Party on My Mind lists all events and parties that are happening in a city on its portal. Since its inception in December last year, the venture has done a sales turnover of 11 lakh rupees. Gopal tells us that at present there is no listing fee and he generates revenues by taking a commission on every ticket sold.
We're the only company in Pune, so now if there's any event in Pune, they definitely approach us. And now we are looking to expand this to other metro cities like Mumbai, Bangalore and Delhi. So that's where there is a major challenge because we don't have any infrastructure in these cities. Being an online company, we feel that we need not have a physical presence over there. But still it is difficult to penetrate because it's a new brand, it's a new concept. So if we call somebody in Bangalore, then they may request a physical meeting, which is not possible every time to fly down or drive down over there or appoint a salesperson over there who would understand this. So seeking your inputs, because I remember Justdial also started with some metro cities and now it has expanded even globally. So how we can go in a cost-effective manner to various cities.
So how do you differentiate your business, your service from the players already in the space?
When a person logs into our website, he comes to know about all the other events that are happening. So if Saturday night there are 5 Bollywood parties happening in any city, he would come to know everything about those parties only on our website, which no other website right now is giving the information.
So you're saying that you have more content than the existing large players?
Yes.
That's your biggest
Yes,
USP.
that's how it is.
And how do you drive traffic to your site?
We drive a lot of organically because we do a lot of search, as in we do a lot of blogging, we do a lot of postings on various articles. So automatically there is a huge drive, and what happens is whoever we are tying up with, whenever they have a hoarding or a newspaper ad, they automatically mention about our website. So that gives us a very good leverage.
The players in the market, like let's say Blue Frog or somebody would say, how do I trust you? Like you could
we
sell
have
tickets.
we have gone into a do-it-yourself model. So you can keep a complete tab as to how many visitors are there, how many tickets have been bowled, where this traffic has come from. But the money is transferred only once the event is over to your account. Because for any reason, if the event is cancelled, it is our responsibility to return the money back.
So what are the challenges you're facing? Let's say in Pune.
Yes.
Are you able to cover all the events in Pune?
We have been able to cover most of the events, but the biggest challenge is the major events. Like suppose there is a carnival happening at Ambi Valley. So Book My Show has an exclusive tie-up with them, and Book My Show offers I will do this event only at 1% or 2%, because it is going to give Book My Show a very huge turnover in the books. So then when it's an exclusive tie-up, they will not appoint anybody else as their online partner. They will tell us you can do cash on delivery for us, you can put it on your website, but you cannot make a transaction online.
So why don't you focus on content right now across the country? So you look at, so now you mastered this whole thing, that you know where to go and get the content. So you look at providing content for top 10 cities in India. There could be some kind of an advertising revenue earning for you. So if you have content, you get the traffic.
True.
So when you get the traffic, even you can sign up for a Google AdSense or some kind of a revenue flow could be there. As you become popular, these very same event organizers would find you indispensable actually. They come to a point that, hey, we would like to sell our tickets through you too. Obviously the exclusive events are exclusive events, but you have to earn that. I think the respectability will come when you have a broad number of people visiting your site, your Facebook page is actually happening, things like that. And that's what I would advise.
But do you see a future in this segment, sir? As in, it's a very niche that we are trying to target over here.
It's definitely a viable business, and it's difficult for me to guesstimate the market size and what's potential and all that. But what I understand is, like, if you become a specialist for parties, first is to tell people where the parties are, where the events are. Maybe you can then have a party organizing arm, which could also give you some revenue. So it's all about party at your house, party at a venue, and then you make the entire process seamless. Like either I buy the tickets at your site, or I can click and go to the third party site and buy tickets. Then again I will come to you then.
True.
And of course if the third party is Book My Show, obviously I would be more than happy to do business with Book My Show.
Definitely.
And buy tickets from there. So I suggest that you try that.
Right now I'm getting offers also, like you can take, we want some stake in your company, but I am unable to value anything right now, and this is entirely my baby. Right from the concept, it's a one-man company. I don't have any partners or directors.
Do you really need the money?
Sometimes yes, to keep the pace with the competition that is coming, like if I have to launch.
There is no competition for you right now. You are trying to create a new thing. which is aggregating all parties into one site, whether you do the ticketing or not.
Absolutely.
So what's your focus is to have the content there. I don't think you really need capital right now. I mean, if you can sustain for another 1 year without raising money, that will be better, because then you will be able to raise money at a reasonably good valuation.
A chartered accountant by profession, Kartikay Sharma now wants to take the entrepreneurial plunge. He has an idea in the internet space and wants advice on starting up.
I want to create a platform, and the platform wherein everybody who wants to be a buyer post in his requirement, and that requirement is being spread across to everybody who's on that platform, and based on whatever preferences he wants, that gets bidded, the sellers bid for that, and the income generates for them. So want a bit more, just like what Justdial is.
So it's a reverse auction model.
Yeah.
Or any specific vertical you want to focus, or anything
no,
and everything?
it's open for all. Like given the constraints that I have, the capital, I can't scale up, so I want to target specifically to startups and the SMEs to begin with. But eventual goal is that if a government wants to issue a tender, should post it on my platform, and
if you can do it in a specific vertical, it will be a better idea. Better,
Okay.
I would say the chance of success could be higher.
Okay.
If you do it horizontal, then how do you actually need to go to these vendors, educate them how to participate, and then obviously you have to get them the prospective customers as well, which if you look at, there are already existing players who are doing this horizontal play.
Okay.
Like your two other friends who have come here. One is focused only on
Logistics.
parties,
The
and another one into logistics. So definitely look at the opportunity, whatever you may want to do it, just look at it from, study the ecosystem, study what all other players are there in the market, what is that unique thing you have, what's your core strength, is it technology, or is it like some new idea that you have which is no one else in the world has. Think and then take the plunge.
When do you decide that this is the idea, and you need to start working on it?
If it's an original idea and you are differentiating from the existing players in the market, definitely sometimes people around you may not get it till you have the thing concrete in front of them. But if it's not an original idea and you're like replicating something that's already existing, me too kind of thing, I don't think you should even waste your time there. I would rather work and gain experience for a couple of years and then take a plunge into.
I get many ideas which I require a technical person to work on it. So how do I go about finding that technical person, so that I know that this guy would be able to do it, and I should be open to diluting my baby stake and giving it to somebody else.
It's difficult to say. See, you decide on a business based on your core strength. And if your core of your business is going to be technology and you are not a technology person, then there is a little bit of hiccup. In my case, it was unique because I always looked at leveraging technology for the search service that I started years back. I failed a couple of times also. I failed once and then I tried something else and then finally I got it. But by then I learned a lot about it. To the extent that I knew how software coding is done. I could actually, I would still not know how to code, but I know how to go about doing it. I had a clear vision about the product that I want. It was easy for me to work with one technology guy. It is a single man coding team that we had for 10 years, for the first 10 years. By then we have achieved millions of users already. So a lot of things is about what's going to be your core strength and where you can bring in that value. You can always hire good technology people. You don't need a co-founder.
Well, Kartikay, you probably would want to pick up on that hint. It is now time for us to take a break, but coming up next, Mani sits down with our entrepreneurs for a no-holds-barred chat where he reveals why he chose to move into the online transaction space and make the jump from leads to deals. Stay tuned for that and more. Welcome back. You're watching our special episode of Young Turks as we get Justdial's VSS Mani to play mentor. Revolutionizing local information search since its launch in 1996, Justdial, from a phone-based directory to an internet and then a mobile service, has been disrupting its own model. It's not only had a blockbuster IPO on the Indian stock markets, but it also recently launched its Search Plus engine. Mani shares with our startups why he decided to move from Search to Search Plus.
We keep disrupting our own model, and it's really unheard of actually. Companies usually don't disrupt their own model.
Correct.
In fact, the reason that they don't disrupt, someone else comes and disrupts it. You know, we have been always bringing that small improvement. Sometimes it was a threat to the existing system, existing revenue base and all those stuff. But we still went ahead and did that because we focused on our user. Yeah. So you saw that we started with voice, then we went onto the internet, then we launched the mobile side, then the mobile apps. And then after the IPO, I was one day just wondering what next. You know, it was chance, you know, accidental discovery. Like, you know, I was watching my wife, and she was never a very big internet user, my wife. But I'd seen a big change in her, maybe in the last couple of years, the 3 years in particular. She started using a smartphone for everything and subconsciously using internet all the time. Second, I noticed that she was also fretting, fuming to do those small mundane things like fixing an appointment with the doctor, ordering food from a restaurant, or a groceries, ordering groceries or medicines and stuff like that. Then I realized that it's only a matter of time that they are going to change. So I casually asked her, supposing I give you one app where you don't have to call any of these people, you could just go to the app and say, click, order food, just have a menu card, click, submit, and you're done. You fix an appointment with the doctor, is 2 clicks away. And I gave her these 3-4 different options. She said, wow, this is the first time you made sense to me, and I married her. So that's why, and that's that's an inspiration, great inspiration for me to work upon. I said, now I'm going to work towards pleasing my wife. I'm going to see that everything she does, she's going to... No, actually from there I realized that it's only a matter of time that people... Justdial as a search engine may not be irrelevant because it's only a matter of time when people evolve from search to search plus transaction. So people may want to come and search for things in JD and they will expect to transact there. And if I don't give them a transaction tab there, transaction capability there, then someone else will come and do it. So now we're working on many interesting things. So for example, you would be able to buy products like what you would buy from online stores. You can buy it through JD. And you get a guarantee from Justdial in terms of the authenticity of the product. The product is most likely to be delivered within few hours of booking, and you will get that wow experience which the online stores are today not giving you. Which means if it's a new camera you're buying, somebody would come and teach you how to use the camera. Somebody would come and show you how the new operating system works in this phone. You know, things like that. So we're just adding those values. That's what we differentiate, and we say this is what is lacking. We focus a lot on enabling businesses. We are empowering businesses. We don't like to compete with them, honestly. We don't want to get into their business. So we understood their challenges. Like, they are finding it difficult to compete with the large online marketplaces, or rather online mega stores. The problem is the mega stores have this capability. They can buy in bulk. They're probably able to source it cheaper, and hence they're able to sell it cheaper. So we are now cracked our own idea to help these small businesses to source it even more cheaper.
Okay.
I will not let it out now.
So, and we've been reading you are expanding overseas, and UK I think is your next target. So what are the major challenges when you replicate a model that is successful in India and trying to implement that model in a Western country?
Fortunately for us, the product as it is can be taken and replicated to any part of the world. And we are perhaps the only search destination where you could actually come and transact even. So we thought that is now that the whole thing is bundled into an app, and now that it's more like a product and it is universally appealing, why shouldn't we look at other markets? But we were going to focus a lot more on the user experience and content there, rather than really looking at monetization, and all those things. There is no feverish race in getting more revenues for the company and
okay. We would like to know any secret recipe or some 10 commandments we should follow that you've been following. And
you ask any self-made entrepreneur, the first thing you would say is was self-belief. If you believe in yourself, half the battle is won. Okay. And if you believe in yourself, you'll also believe in your own ideas, your own dreams. Once you believe in your own ideas and dreams, then you will have that internal passion that is required to pursue it. Of course, you have to understand that when you try to do something, you'll fail also.
Of course.
So don't get bogged down. We used to fail every day, because every day we were trying to do small improvements. Not all improvements will work. Sometimes the things take you back in time also. So, but what we do is we learn from our failures. We don't repeat our mistakes.
Now, how do you see SMEs? How's their interaction? What are the other services that you foresee Justdial will be able to give to them?
We feel that they need better technology. So when we are trying to integrate this search plus transaction bit, we have realized that, oh, they don't have a better inventory management thing in place. They don't have a good billing system. They don't have a good publishing system. So this is all challenge of. So we are looking at how to provide them a complete solution as a hosted solution, as a SaaS solution, exactly. So it's on the cloud. They could just plug in and play, and they could use it from any device. They can use a computer, a tablet, or a mobile phone, and they can publish their content with us, and we'll give them the business as well. People watching this show, if anybody wants to be an entrepreneur, I would only say that why. First ask yourself this question, why you want to become an entrepreneur. If you get an honest answer, then take the plunge. Entrepreneurship is slightly, I feel, entrepreneurs are born rather than made. At least you will never have a classroom education for entrepreneurship, how to become an entrepreneur. It's very difficult because it's so dynamic. It's so much about, and there's a bit of other things like intuition and stuff like that. So I would advise people to take the plunge only if they have this strong desire. If they constantly have this one idea for several days, weeks, then probably you should take the plunge.
Well, that's a wrap on our special episode of the Young Turks Mentor. Many thanks to VSS Mani for joining us on the show. Do send us your feedback, your comments and suggestions to youngturks@network18online.com. Stay in touch with us on Facebook and Twitter. Till next week, from the entire team, goodbye. Many thanks for watching, but do stay tuned for the Young Turks Conclave on the 16th of September in Delhi. Here's who we have lined up.